But if we're serious about the idea that we are owed queer history, if we're serious about the idea that that's something we need to survive, we just have to do some things that we didn't expect to make that possible, and it's just being with people.
And rolling, speed, action.
My name is Harrison Apple. I am the co-director of the Pittsburgh Queer History Project. I'm also the associate director of the Frank Ratchey Studio for Creative Inquiry at Carnegie Mellon University. The project started in 2012 when I was helping Lauren Gashinsky and Quinn Leonowitz clean a nightclub in East Liberty. It was called 6119 Penn Avenue. It was on Penn Avenue. Shocking. And it was very cool at the time to name a place after addresses. Don't get judgy, you know what I mean? There at one point actually was a sort of second floor or a mezzanine storage space, but I only got into it because someone had already broken a hole through the drywall that covered it up. And in there, I saw trash from the previous businesses. On the first floor, there used to be an Isley's, which is a Pittsburgh institution, deli, ice cream store kind of place. But I saw the deli paper hats and the pints for ice cream, and it was just, it was bizarre to see all of this material, and especially to then try to make it fit with what we found upstairs.
So I come from a family of archivists. Both of my siblings are archivists, and my parents were both teachers. So I've been kind of engulfed in the world of history and documentation. Archiving queer history is definitely not a simple task. And as a queer person myself, seeing queer people from the past gives me this feeling that everything is gonna be okay. When I look at a photo of somebody or I look at a video of somebody, it feels so much more in depth than I'm just looking at media in front of me.
Well, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proudly representing you.
I'm looking at a person that lived an entire life, that could still be living an entire life, that was someone's child, was someone's friend, was someone's lover. It warms my heart so much, and it makes me feel like I belong, and it makes me feel so proud to be in this community.
I mean, this project makes me feel like Pittsburgh is where I belong. There's no question about that for me. Pittsburgh is the place I tell people I'm from now. I don't think that when I moved here I knew that it was the place I would want to spend the rest of my life, but the emergence of the Queer History Project was also the process of figuring out that I want to stay in Pittsburgh. The two, one didn't lead the other, you know what I mean? They're organic, they came out of the same experiences. I tend to preserve things, take custody of things that people have asked me to, that they have said I have nowhere else to put this and I can't find anywhere else to keep it from perishing. That might include photo albums, that includes VHS tape, it includes clothing. It's really anything that someone has used as a device to talk about a world that is over. But if you want people to feel like this history is part of them, it matters to them, I think it's important to make objects that they can quickly consume, that they can own.
Queer people deserve to have a space and a platform to be and to feel loved and to feel cherished and to feel like an important soul. So many times we've been told that we'll never have a normal life, we'll never amount to anything. Every day is going to be a challenge and our lives are going to be very hard.
It clearly is so much of a personal project, and you have a lot of personal investment in it. Over the years, you've put so much work into that. And what is it like to sort of juggle that? I'm sure it's, not to say personal again, but personally taxing.
It's personal. I have given a lot of talks and written in my articles and in my non-academic writing that oral history hurts. You will watch a lot of people die, and you will make and lose a lot of friends, and it usually makes me cry.
We don't have to continue that today.
But it's amazing.
And I'll give you a second.
Thank you.
You can also do it.
We are landmarks in ourselves. From the off the wall Michael Jackson, baby, we are here. No longer are we articles in the corner of the paper or numbers on somebody's chart. We are hard-working, tax-paying citizens. We are doctors, lawyers, school teachers, entrepreneurs, and guess what, baby? We're parents and grandparents. So give yourself a round of applause.
There's something so wonderful about another outcome of it all, and it's queer joy.
And so nowadays, what I was getting to earlier and I sort of got pulled away is that we do this program called Miss 89. We pick an item from the archive that people, I think, would love to watch, but I think that they would love it a lot more if they felt like they were having the experience that I had of sitting on someone's couch and watching it with them while they talk about what is not on screen and how they got there, and making you feel like you were there and that you have the inside scoop and that you're part of the scene.
All right. My name is Harrison Apple, and this is Women Hold Up Half the Sky.
It's 8:01, and you're listening to 91 WYEP FM Pittsburgh, your first and only alternative radio in Pittsburgh.
It dictated for me the way that this goes, which is that you are building relationships with people.
Yeah, and your artwork is a great way to always connect to as well.
Yes, yeah. Well, in representation, and it's like a lot of, though I was with this one trying to think of the time period too, an album art, thinking of more of like a 90s, like, because I'm ancient, you know, I'm an elder, especially growing up in the 80s and 90s. You lost so many of those people, so we really, I think, the people who are in their 40s and 50s, like, there is, like, you really are a large group of, like, older people who, like, were able to survive a little in a larger mass.
I think, you know, a lot of the people that were around whenever I was coming out, I think a lot of them are still here, but, you know, as you get older, there's less connections. I mean, some of the people I work with left a long time ago. The women from that women's collective, I might be the only one who's left here in the city, you know. I mean, there's a long, long history in Pittsburgh. I mean, the fact of the matter is there have always been gay Pittsburghers. Whether or not they were ever able to be out about that is quite another thing. But everybody that were saying like, oh, these people did this, and they were just living their lives. So it's kind of like the heroics of ordinary day living is really what this comes down to.
I think we all have something to give, you know, and like to hold on to pass on information, but also like change and grow within that connected system, or you know, learn on both ends.
When I was first starting out, I really did believe that it was my duty to pick up the torch. That not everybody would do it, not everybody could do it, but I could. And so it was something that was important to me, and ultimately I really enjoyed. Next generation, I mean, I was at one time that generation. I was the 22-year-old trying to figure things out and looking at, you know, the people that I admired, and so now here I am looking at you and thinking, yes, here is the future. You are the future. So congratulations.
This is something coming out from the archive and being physically given to us. Holding the Women Hold Up Half the Sky record in my hands and looking down at it and playing it on my record player is so amazing. I don't know how else to word it. It is so amazing.
We don't have a lot of live, in-person, synchronous activity these days. It's too easy to try to be more productive and lose out on all of that. And so these often feel like a way to do a couple of things. You know, the history is important, sure, but like that's not necessarily why I do it. I think we've talked about this in the past. I do it because I want you to feel like you know this person, and now you actually do. Like you could contact Rosemary again, and she would remember who you are because you shared this moment. I think a big part of my goal, like whenever I feel like this worked, is when that feels like it's in the air, when people tell me that's what's happened to them, and I didn't have to tell them why that's why we did it. You know, I can hook them with, come get a secret from the archive. And that was, I think, a special part for me where I knew that's something that was going to be unique about this kind of event, but I didn't realize how happy it would make me that people would be browsing music while listening to Rosemary talk about, you know, creating a community on the airwaves of people who are, you know, crate digging in their mind.
Well, I am proud of all the people that are here and out now and being exactly who you are and who you should be.
I feel like my queer experience will always be its own form, but there's so many interconnected pieces of being queer, and I love that.
All right, thank you so much for coming.